Hey guys, Techify, and today I've got another mouse comparison for you guys, and this time it's between two top tier lightweight Wireless, that ain't it. Hey guys, Techify, and today I've got another gaming mouse comparison for you guys. This time it's between two top tier wireless mice, the Pulsar Xlite Wirelss and the Logitech G Pro X Superlight. So guys, let's get into this. So these are two mice I've only just reviewed on my channel, so I've had some time and a decent amount of time testing both of them. And the key point is these are both wireless and super light. They're about 60-ish grams, which puts them as direct competitors in my mind. So the first thing to bear in mind, and it'll come into it more in the verdict, is the price difference. So the Xlite Wireless has just launched, so you're picking this up for about $75 wherever you buy it from, maybe a bit more with shipping. The Superlight has been out for a little bit now. It does retail at about $150. However, you can pick it up cheaper in a lot of places. I know in the UK it used to be £130 and I can now buy it on Amazon for about £100. That is still though quite a bit more than the Xlite Wireless. With both these mouse, the cable is obviously not something to worry about, they're wireless. However, one pro of the Xlite is it uses USB Type-C, which is not a big deal, you use it to charge. However, that is obviously something I prefer. I think everything should be using Type-C nowadays. Both mice use top tier sensors, so they both have a nice low lift off distance and perform perfectly, so there's not really anything to say about that either. The clicks are, to be honest, they use KL 8.0s in the Xlite and they do just feel better than the on-runs in the G Pro Wireless. Similarly, they're susceptible in the G Pro Wireless to double clicking, which is not something you want. It's not something you want to experience at all when you're spending this much money on a mouse. So I think while they feel completely fine and they work completely fine and they're nice enough, the clicks are outright just that bit better on the Xlite. For the scroll wheel and side buttons, if you care, I think they feel a bit nicer on the G Pro Wireless. That being said, once again, they're completely fine functionally and feel-wise on both. That's just a preference thing, I think. For the feet, which is very important, both have really good feet actually. The ones on the G Pro Wireless Superlight are much better than all of the Logitech products I've used. You even get the interchangeable puck with some more feet material, which feel really nice. They are a bit thin, but they function completely fine. Similarly, the feet on the Xlite Wireless are really good. Because they're both really lightweight and both have good feet, they glide effortlessly. Bro, that's such a hard word to say. Effortlessly. My God. Effortlessly. No, I give up. Since these mice are both so light and have good feet, they glide with ease, so there's no problem there, and I really can't tell which one's better, so I wouldn't worry about that either. The final thing then to talk about in terms of the features and whatnot is the build quality. So obviously the Logitech mouse has no holes in it and it's completely solid, which is what you want, and it's very impressive at this low weight. The Xlite Wireless similarly is still solid. It's a lot stronger than it looks. However, obviously you do have all this empty space and the holes, which some people just don't like the look of or the feel of. To be honest, you can't really notice them when you're holding it, and you can put side grips and whatnot on anyway. The big space at the bottom is the only thing that concerns me slightly, that whether it be due to your own fault playing with it, putting something once upon a time in years of owning a mouse on the desk and maybe pushing it in there and damaging something. It is really solid even on these bottom bits, not that they're receiving any force anyway. I just think it goes without saying that the G Pro Wireless, on the face of it, does look like it's going to be a little bit more solid in the long run. So finally, we're already onto the shape, and that is ultimately the most important thing with a gaming mouse. Shape is going to make the biggest impact on your aim, and you've got to get it right for your grip style and hand size. Neither of these mice are particularly small. I'll put them on screen side by side with their dimensions and whatnot. That's not really relevant anyway. The important thing to note is that while these mice aren't huge, they are fairly big. So the Pulsar Xlite Wireless uses a similar, if not identical shape to the Zowie EC2. Unfortunately, I don't have one to compare that with. But the G Pro Wireless uses a symmetrical shape. I think that makes it nice and easy for if you're a fingertip user. You're probably going to prefer the shape of the G Pro Wireless. If you do have small hands though, like I said, both of these have a decent bit of width to them. So if you've got small hands and you're a fingertip user, maybe neither of these are going to be a good option. Then going the other end of the spectrum, if you're a palm user, you're going to be able to palm both of these mice fine. That being said, ergonomic shapes are personally what I find more comfortable for palming a mouse, and I feel a lot of people agree with that, but either one should do the job. And then finally myself, I'm a claw user, and to be honest, I prefer the shape of the G Pro Wireless. The slightly thinner due to not having a bit on the right sticking out just gives more comfort for these fingers on the right. Whereas on the Pulsar Xlite Wireless, I just feel like the fingers, my little finger and this other finger, they just don't feel quite right. I can claw it completely fine, but for the price, if money's a big factor in this decision and you're not just out there gonna buy the best gaming mouse, then you will still be able to claw the Xlite Wireless, especially if you have bigger hands than me. Mine is 17 centimeters by 8.5 centimeters, so ultimately my hands are quite small. Both these mice are a little bit big for me, and therefore clawing a large ergonomic mouse is something I'm going to struggle with anyway. So as a super quick verdict over everything, both have great sensor, great feet. The build quality is great on both, however, just looking at them you can tell that the G Pro Wireless is probably going to last a little bit longer. That being said, I feel bad saying that. We don't know how long the Xlite Wireless is going to last, and it is a very solid, well-built mouse, and I'm still very impressed with it. The clicks are a little bit better on the Xlite Wireless. They use better switches, the KLGM 8.0s over the Onrons, which could have potential double clicking issues, so clicks are better on the Xlite. A big plus as well is the Xlite uses USB Type-C. And then for the shape, if you're a fingertip user, if you've got small hands, buy neither. If you've got bigger hands, then get the G Pro Wireless. If you're a palm user, probably get the Xlite, but either will do fine. And if you're a claw user, if you've got big hands, you've got more choice. If you've got smaller hands, get the G Pro Wireless. And in general, the G Pro Wireless is going to be better for claw for most people's grip style. However, ultimately it just comes down to each person individually, and it's really hard to tell until you get to try the mice, unfortunately. Hopefully this video has been helpful and informative. If it has, please leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel. If you want to look as cool as me, and I know you do, you can get yourself some merch at techify.co.uk/merch. For your next videos, go check out the individual reviews of the G Pro Wireless Superlight and the Pulsar Xlite Wireless. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.